die würden auch nie eine Lizenz machen, weil sie das nicht können.
Hi everyone, welcome to the shack. Most of you will know that you are looking at a new radio, for me at least, FT-991A. I actually bought it a few weeks ago to use in Abingdon, but I changed my mind and decided I wanted it at my shack in West Oxfordshire. And probably a lot of you will also know that I already owned the original version of this, which was the FT-991. Now, having operated both radios, I think they're identical, other than the obvious feature with the 991A is that it has a spectrum scope, an automatic spectrum scope, not one that needs to be manually triggered by pressing sweep, and a real-time waterfall, of course, as well. Whereas the 991, you had a spectrum scope, but you had to manually trigger it. So now, obviously, looking at the spectrum scope in real time, as I listen to an amateur on 80 meters. Apart from the real-time spectrum scope and waterfall, I can't find any differences at all between this radio, the A version, and the 991. The original 991 only has one receiver, which is why when you press sweep, you lose audio. You can actually set the original 991 to automatically sweep, which it will do every few seconds, I think, but every time it does it, you lose audio, so it's not ideal. And when I bought this radio, I just wanted a shack in a box to use in Abingdon, and obviously with HF 2 meters and 70 sems, the 991A completely fits the bill. However, I've now decided that I want a portable setup again in Abingdon with my Zygu G90 as the mainstay radio there. So I decided to bring the 991A back to the shack and use it as my main rig for 2 and 70 and for FT8. That therefore led me to the point where I decided, well, in that case I might as well sell the original 991, so I offered it to members of the club via our IO groups, and sold it very quickly actually to one of the members. I won't say who he is or what his call sign is, because he hasn't given me the go ahead to do that. And I got a price for it that I was actually very happy with. In fact, another member of the club had an original 991 and sold it, and I got basically exactly what he got for his. So I bought it second hand actually 3 years in 2018 from Lamco, and I paid £750 for it second hand 3 years ago. So I won't say what I got for it this time, although I was happy with what I got for it, but it just goes to show how prices have changed in the last sort of 3 years, despite the fact that particularly last year during lockdown, second-hand radio prices did sort of start to increase as interest in the hobby started to accelerate. And I think second-hand radio values went up. But despite that, I still sold the 991 for quite a bit less than I paid for it. But there you go, that's what you expect. This radio, I can't remember if it was ex-demo or what the situation was with it. I bought it from Martin Lynch. I think I paid £1,000 for it. Brand new, obviously they're $1,200 or $1,250. I don't think it had ever been used, but it still had the sort of plastic sticker bits on the front of it, and so I got a bit of a discount on it. But yeah, basically a £1,250 radio, and happy with it. I chaired the Harwell ARS 2 meter simplex FM net this afternoon. Complimented on the audio with it. I have used it on HF, but although I haven't really done very much with any of the settings for the speech processor, but I will do at some point. But anyway, so out with the old, in with the new, and sort of quite happy really. Still a very good rig, reasonably portable, I suppose, because it's quite small, but I really enjoyed using the 991, so moving over to the 991A felt like the right thing to do. So anyway, there you go. I thought I'd share that with you. So there you go, FT-991A in the shack and in operation. Thanks for watching the 7.3.